business, sports and entertainment. Your one-stop channel, Asset Television. Welcome to Asset Television, your best station for news, politics, business, sports and entertainment. Your one-stop channel, Asset Television.
Hello and thanks for staying with us on Asset Television. Welcome to the news. I am Doris Samuel. Now, the headlines. The federal government gives 150 days holiday on imported food items. Court bars Rivers Chief Judge Clark from pro-Wike lawmakers. Man runs truck into church, says church destroys his life. Now the news in detail. The federal government has approved a 150-day duty-free importation of maize, husked brown rice, and wheat as part of measures to combat rising food inflation in the country. Briefing newsmen in Abuja on Monday, Senator Abubakar Kyari, Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, said the initiative suspended duties, tariffs, and taxes on these imports through both land and sea borders. The measure is part of the implementation of the Presidential Accelerated and Stabilization Achievement Plan. While addressing concerns about the quality and genetic composition of the imported foods, the minister assured Nigerians that the government would uphold safety standards. The minister said the federal government has announced a 150-day duty-free import window for food commodities, suspension of duties, tariffs, and taxes for the importation of certain food commodities through land and sea borders. These commodities include maize, husked brown rice, wheat, and cowpeas. Under this arrangement, imported food commodities will be subjected to a recommended retail price. In addition to the importation by the private sector, the federal government will import 250,000 metric tons of wheat and 250,000 metric tons of maize. The imported food commodities in their semi-processed state will target supplies to the small-scale processors and millers across the country. A high court in Rivers State has barred the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Someone Amadi, from giving effect to any resolution by the 27 decamped lawmakers in the state. The issue of the alleged decampment of 27 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Honorable Martin Chike Amawule from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressive Congress (APC), has been a source of several court cases. The Court of Appeal in Abuja had nullified the expulsion of Martin Amawule and 24 other lawmakers from the Rivers State House of Assembly. The appellate court's decision had overturned the earlier ruling by the Rivers State High Court, which had ordered the expulsion. The court ruled that Section 272, subsection 3 of the Constitution grants the Federal High Court the authority to decide if a House of Assembly member's seat has become vacant. It had ruled that the Federal High Court had exclusive jurisdiction to determine if the seats had become vacant. However, in a fresh order dated July 8, 2024, and obtained by journalists on Monday, the court also barred the state clerk to the State House of Assembly from acting on the lawmakers' resolutions. The fresh order issued by the court, presided over by Justice Jumbo Stephen, reads that an order of interim injunction is hereby made restraining the 31st and 32nd defendants from dealing or howsoever relating with the 1st to 27th defendants as members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, and from receiving, forwarding, or howsoever acting on any resolutions, articles of impeachment, or other documents or communication from the 1st to 27th defendants pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice for interlocutory injunction already being filed herein. that the parties to this suit are hereby directed to maintain the status quo ante in this suit as at 5th June 2024, pending the hearing and determination of the motion or notice for interculary injunction already filed herein. An order is hereby made for substituted service of the originating and other processings in this suit on the 1st to 30th defendant by passing the same at the gate of the Rivers State House of Assembly quarters opposite former NDDC headquarters off Aba Road, Port Harcourt, Rivers State. The Kano State chapter of the All Progressive People's Party (NNPP) has rejected the suspension of Governor Abba Yusuf from the party by a faction of the National Executive Committee of the party, describing it as illegal. The party also dismissed the expulsion of the leader of the party and its presidential candidate in the 2023 general elections, Senator Rabiu Kwakwanso, by the same group. The party described the suspension as laughable, insisting that it was carried out by some expelled members of the party of the NNPP. The NNPP chairman in the state, Alhaji Hashimu Dugunrawa, announced the rejection while briefing newsmen in Kano on Monday. He also alleged that those that effected the suspension and expulsion were sponsored by some undisclosed outside forces. Recall that the National Executive Committee of a faction of the party had affirmed the 6-month suspension of Yusuf and the expulsion of Kwakwanso from the party. The resolution of the party was contained in a communique issued on Sunday, jointly signed by Umar Jubril and Omolara Johnson, following the NEC meeting held on May 27. Dogunrawa also described the purported suspension and expulsion as unserious and of no consequence to the party whatsoever. He wondered how an alleged sponsored group of expelled members of the party could suspend Yusuf, who is the only governor of the NNPP in the country, and expel Kwakwanso, its national leader, describing the action as absurd. According to him, the leadership of the party, genuinely mandated by members across the country, would not be distracted by the action of the sponsored group. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) Ondo State Command says it has destroyed about 56 hectares of suspected hemp farmland in the state. The state commander of the agency, Kayode Raji, disclosed this on Monday in Akure during the decoration of 51 personnel of the command who were recently promoted. According to him, more than 18,000 kilograms of assorted drugs, though mainly hemp, have been seized. More than 56 hectares of suspected farmlands in various locations destroyed, and over 140 suspects have been charged, many of them to court with 41 convictions. Raji explained that the command did not focus only on arrest and seizure of illicit drugs, as it had also scaled up its awareness campaign in the state because the campaign was more important than arrest and conviction. Earlier, the NDLEA commander congratulated the promoted personnel, saying that promotion was a privilege and not a right. He urged the promoted personnel to use the opportunity for better service, as their promotion would go a long way in uplifting the morale of the personnel and help others to put in more effort. Speaking on behalf of the personnel, Kenneth Afemfia, Deputy Commander of Narcotics, said that the elevation was a challenge to the personnel, and it will spur them to do more than before. If you are just watching the news, if you are just joining us, you are watching the news on Asset Television. We'll be right back after the break.
Welcome to Asset Television, your best station for news, politics, business, sports and entertainment. Your one-stop channel, Asset Television. Welcome back.
The media rights agenda has expressed deep concerns over last weekend's abduction of 2 journalists based in Kaduna State, along with their wives and children. The MRA called on the federal government, particularly its security and law enforcement agencies, to ensure their safe return. According to reports, about 15 armed men invaded the Dajonu community in Millennium City in the Chukum local government area of Kaduna State on the night of July 6, 2024. They abducted Abdul Ghaffar Alabelewe, a reporter with the Nation newspaper, and Abdul Rahim Abdul of Blueprint newspaper, along with their wives and children. In a statement issued in Lagos, MRA's Deputy Executive Director Ayode Longe said the kidnap of the two journalists and their families is a heinous act that underscores the growing dangers faced by journalists in Nigeria and the urgent need for the federal government to fulfill its obligation to ensuring the safety of journalists and other media workers. Longe stressed that the safety of journalists is vital to the preservation of media freedom and the protection of human rights, adding that journalists play a crucial role in informing the public, holding power to account, and fostering a democratic society. He said any attack on them is an attack on the collective right of Nigerians to information and freedom of expression. He noted that in addition to Section 14, subsection 2, subsection B of the Constitution, which makes the security of all Nigerians, including journalists, the primary purpose of government, the government also has an obligation under various regional and international instruments to which Nigeria is a party to ensure the safety of journalists, to properly and adequately investigate any attack against journalists, and to ensure that the perpetrators are brought to justice. Longe therefore urged the government to reaffirm its commitment to the safety of journalists by taking concrete steps to protect media professionals from threats, violence, and other forms of attack, including ensuring that security agencies are adequately equipped and trained to respond to such incidences, and that there is a clear and effective strategy for preventing future abduction and attacks on journalists. He said MRA stands in solidarity with the families of Alabelewe and Abdul during what must be an incredibly difficult time for them, and called on all Nigerians to join it in demanding the safe return of the journalists and their families. The Vice-Chancellor of Federal University, Dusimana Fudma, Katsina State, Professor Amarayo Bichi, has alleged that some of the university staffs were serving as informants to the bandits. Bichi, who disclosed this to newsmen in Katsina on Tuesday, said that the contacts of the suspected staffers were given to a security agency for further investigation. The suspected bandits have been attacking the area, kidnapping students and staffers of the university, as well as their family members. A recent attack which led to the death of one of the university staff had prompted his colleagues to stage a peaceful protest over insecurity. According to the Vice-Chancellor, the school management is doing everything possible to prevent the reoccurrence of such incidents, but the situation was getting aggravated. Reacting to the situation, the police command in the state said that they were not aware of such an issue but promised to further investigate the matter. The command spokesman, ASP Abubakar Sadiq Aliu, who reacted, called on the public to always assist them with information that would end the security challenges. A lorry driver rammed a van into a Pentecostal church near Vienna several times, police said on Monday night. No one was injured, but the church in the town of Ambridge was severely damaged, police said. The 32-year-old driver has been arrested. When questioned on his motive, he said that the church had destroyed his life, according to a police spokeswoman, who didn't give further details. The man, who has been based in Austria since 2020, he is said to have aroused suspicion a few weeks ago when ripping up a Bible. A regional counter-terrorism unit of the intelligence service has launched an investigation into the incidents. Italian police confiscated more than €130 million in a raid against the mafia on Tuesday. The raid was directed against branches of the criminal organization Ndrangheta and Camorra, mainly in Rome, which were involved in money laundering. A total of 18 suspects were detained. More than 50 others are under investigation. They were accused of money laundering and other criminal activities, usury and extortion. More than 500 officers were involved in the operation in Rome and several other Italian cities. The Ndrangheta from Calabria and the Camorra from Naples, together with the Costa Nostra from Sicily, have been among Italy's most powerful criminal groups for decades. All the three organizations have long been actively far beyond their former territories, including abroad. The worldwide turnover of the Ndrangheta alone is estimated at more than €50 billion per year, mainly through the drugs business. And now to sports. Football fans in Borno have continued to celebrate El Kanemi Warriors FC's emergence as winners of Nigeria's Federation Cup and promotion to play in Premier Football League, the NPFL, this season. The winning of the Federation Cup has qualified the team to represent Nigeria in the Confederation of African Football (CAF) competition. A cross-section of the fans who spoke said the victories should serve as a wake-up call for more support to fully revive the lost glory of football and other sports in the state. They observed that Governor Babangida Zulum's administration had been making impact in various sectors except sports, but the breakthrough by El Kanemi Football Club should further draw the attention of government and other stakeholders to sports development. Ibrahim Tukur, who said the performance of El Kanemi has restored hope to sports in the state, stressed the need to beef up the team with more experienced hands to enable it give a good account of itself in the Premier League and CAF Confederation Cup competition. Abubakar Ibrahim, who said the victory of the club has rekindled its glorious days when it was formed in the 80s, said for the first time in many years, the people of Borno are recalling the good memories of the team with nostalgia which they thought would never return. Abubakar lauded the Zulum administration for the feat, urging it to sustain it by giving adequate support to sports in its ongoing peace and recovery program for Greater Borno State. And that is the news. Like and follow us on all our social media handles and visit our website on www.assettv.ng. I am Doris Samuel. Keep watching Asset TV for more interesting programs.
Welcome to Asset Television, your best station for news, politics, business, sports and entertainment. Your one-stop channel, Asset Television.